Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the two different mentalities of delivery drivers, and I consider them, and I'm just going to call them the rich drivers versus the poor drivers. So if you guys don't know, I run a Facebook group on Facebook, obviously. I don't know how to say that. Facebook group called Rich Driver, Poor Driver, and I'm going to break down the two different kind of mentalities that I think drivers have, and hopefully you can put yourself in the rich driver category. And if you don't yet, maybe this video will take you to that next level. So there's some characteristics of someone that I consider a rich driver. One, they're not just driving around with no plan. I consider casual dashing to be one of the most important parts of dashing. As I always say before, I don't need to reiterate too many times, but delivery driving is like running up an escalator going the opposite direction. You see all this money coming in, you don't realize all of the money is actually being taken out. Like, for example, you got to pay taxes still. You got to pay your gas. You got to pay wear and tear on your car. Those are three major factors that a lot of people don't consider as they're making money. So little do they know, they took 10 steps up, but they actually went 5 steps down. Sometimes even worse, depending on how big your bills are and what you're doing with your taxes and stuff. So, that being said, what can you do to maximize delivery driving? How can you make the most out of it? Well, for me, my whole point of delivery driving was to I wanted to fund my businesses by using delivery driving as like a lucrative way of making money whenever I wanted to. And my main thing was I wanted to listen to as many audiobooks as I possibly can. This is when I first started delivering driving, back in 2017 when I started Postmates. I was like, okay, I gotta make it a goal to listen to as many audiobooks as I can. And so many people ask me, like, Tanner, you have 3 businesses. How do you run all of them? And I want to start my own business. What do I need to do? And my first question I always ask them is, what business books have you read? Do you know anything about business, or do you just have the motivation to start this? What books have you read? If you haven't read any, I can tell you there's one separation between me and the people who want to start businesses but haven't yet. I've read about 100 business books. Those people haven't. So I'm just saying, what I'm getting at is try to use your time and maximize your time, so that way you're at least learning to put yourself into the next level. Now, once you're putting yourself into the next level, you can start juggling other things, like, for example, doing multiple streams of income while you're doing that, whether it's YouTube, whether it's, for me, it's a footwear company, maybe you're a personal trainer. Whatever it is, it's probably going to revolve around selling something. Sales is like basically how you succeed in life, is being good at selling stuff. If you're a personal trainer, you're an artist, you're a YouTuber, you're selling yourself, basically. Selling your business, selling your products, whatever it is. So you got to implement those kinds of things. Like, you got to juggle multiple things, and whatever it is, it should be probably... For me, when I first started, I was like, okay, I need to sell shows. So delivery driving was like the ultimate job, where I could just write down a list of people, and between orders, I could just call that person. Hey, do you guys want to buy a stunt show for this event that you're having? No? Okay, next one. Hey, do you want to buy a stunt show? So that's what I would use in my free time. And I listen to, man, the amount of free Audible subscriptions I have, where you get like 2 free books or whatever when you sign up. I think I have like 5. I was creating emails just so I could get more books for free. I was broke when I first started this, by the way. Like 3 years ago, broke. Started 3 businesses out of nowhere, spent all my money. I was living Postmates paycheck to Postmates paycheck for 3 years, up until basically about a year ago, when finally my businesses started doing decently well. So the poor driver is probably going to just, it's kind of, I like to say, don't take this the wrong way, but it's like a chicken. Like, if you watch chickens, I'm only relating this to chickens because I have a bunch of chickens, and I watch them just bounce around throughout the day. They run into one wall, they go over here, they go over there. They have no plan in life. They're just walking around aimlessly doing whatever they're freaking doing. They don't even know how to get back into the cage after they walk outside of the cage. They're just kind of walking around aimlessly. And as someone in life, whether it's whatever it's you want to do, you want to have a plan. Your Next 5 Moves is the greatest book I've ever read, and it's because it labels out how to strategize and how to make a plan for your life. If you don't have at least your next 5 moves planned, then you have no strategy. You're just kind of bouncing around. You probably wake up and you're like, all right, let's make some money today on Postmates, and then you just drive around all over throughout the day. and you didn't achieve anything past that money. It's like a one-to-one income. You want to try to make as many incomes as possible. If you're working 8 hours, you don't want to just work 8 hours to make one stream of income. If you can, you want to work 8 hours and make multiple streams of income, right? Kind of treating it as like the 4-hour work week. One of the next best books that I've ever read, 4-Hour Work Week, grouping as many things as possible, is making them as efficient as possible. Implementing strategies like that is going to really help you. Now, there's so many other things that being like a rich driver means to me, and like I'm just labeling that. I'm not saying I'm a rich driver or anything, but it's the mentality. People either think that some people, there's two different ways of thinking of this. If you have no money, you can either be broke or you can be poor. Broke is a temporary position, meaning I'm broke right now. But if you say I'm poor, that's saying I just don't have the ability to achieve more, like right now. If you just say you're a poor person versus I'm broke right now, think about the difference in what that means to you. Man, that guy's car is bumping some music. Anyways, big distractions. So you want to have at least your next 5 moves. Like for me right now, I have my next 5 moves. Just off the top of my head, the first 5 moves that come to my mind right now, I'm looking to reorganize the equity in my company. I'm going to buy out most of my partner shares. Then I'm going to look into, after I have done those 2 things, I'm going to look into getting equity investors, someone who invests in order to get equity and hopefully bring something to the table. Maybe they're good at sales, other things like that. So I'm looking to strategize the equity within my footwear company. After that, we're looking to obviously build a business and then sell it for $100 million in 2030. Doesn't matter if step 5 is super far ahead. You always want to have something you're working towards though. And that's another thing. Delivery drivers, who I would consider rich drivers, have something they're working towards. There's an end goal at the end of the day. Sure, making $100 a day on Doordash could be a great income, right? But if there's no reward at the end of it, what was all that effort for? Versus, for me, what I would do was I would only make $70 a day, because that was the sweet spot where I would make enough money to get by. I wouldn't devalue my car too much, and it only took a few hours. So rather than spending 8 hours delivery driving, I would spend like 3, and then the rest of the day I would work on other streams of income, because I knew in the future, delivery driving, there's no like cherry, or there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Unfortunately, you're just gonna be left with a broken down car. And like, I try to warn people, like, hey, you're gonna get flat tires, hey, you're gonna have to pay for more oil changes, hey, your car's gonna devalue a lot. And a lot of people don't realize it. Like, comment down below if you guys realize this. Like, what was the defining moment where you realized, wow, I'm putting a lot of wear and tear on my car, and this is gonna cost me a lot more down the road than I thought it was, in like terms of like, oh, I made $10, did I really make, like, what was your net? A lot of people overestimate their net gains that they made, and people think like, oh, I made $8 out of 10, like I had to spend 2 on gas, but they're not considering taxes and other things that come into play. So hopefully you guys can take this video and use it for motivation to start thinking of different ways of making money, to look for audiobooks. Like, my top 3, if you guys want to get into business, if you want to just open your mindset and think of different things, top 3 is Rich Dad Poor Dad. I would say that's number 1. That one's a good for beginning entrepreneurs and people who just want to expand their mind. A lot of people have this narrow lens that they're looking at life from. You want to expand it and make it as big as possible. Like, don't set your goal as like being, I want to make $100,000. Once you get to $100,000, you're going to be happy and you're going to stop there. Set it at, I want to be a billionaire. I'll tell you right now. And a lot of people don't like being around someone with my mindset, because I'm like constantly thinking about money and stuff, and especially like within dating and stuff, it could be kind of complicated when you want to be a billionaire, but the person you are dating doesn't like billionaires, right? You see what I'm saying? How that's kind of that's an issue, and it's been an issue in the past before. So hopefully you can take some of these strategies and implement them into your life. What was I saying? Rich Dad Poor Dad. Your next 5 moves in 4-hour work week, because those they're not super business oriented, but there's so many life lessons that you will learn from those 3 books. If you can read those 3 books, I will 100% guarantee you after you read those 3 books, if your life isn't doing significantly better, or if you don't at least have tons of ideas going through your mind, because there's opportunities everywhere. You can make money with anything at any time. That's what Rich Dad Poor Dad teaches you. You can really make money just always look for those moments to make money and capitalize on something. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys took something from it, and comment down below what you guys want me to talk about next. If you guys have any tips and tricks, I'm starting to slowly work on the next year's DoorDash cheat codes, which is my most popular videos. If you guys have any tips that you want to throw in for comments for drivers in the future, comment them down below. I'm going to be writing down the best ones, and I will shout you out when I get your tip in the video if you make the top 10 tips that I'm giving out. Yeah, subscribe, smash the like button, and if you haven't yet, check out my footwear company at offaxisathletics.com. Use discount code OFFAXISTanner for 30% off. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next one. Peace.